Well, hello, Ultimate Disco Cruisers and all you Star Vista Live music charter fans out there. Your virtual cruise host, Jason Venner, back again. Man, I tell you what a year it has been, but thank goodness we are in touch with all of these fabulous artists. We've done so many great interviews, so many wonderful all access passes from home, where we've had a chance to touch base and look in on some of your favorite artists that we've had with us for over the years. But another cool opportunity we have with these virtual interviews is a chance to welcome a new member to our family, a group or an artist that we have not had yet. And today, that is exactly what I get to do. I'm very excited to be sitting with the Hues Corporation. We have Wendell, Deandre, and Geneva. My friends, thank you for being with us. You obviously were booked for a disco cruise, which we were kind of, at this point, we're kind of prepping to go on here any minute. Unfortunately, the world had other plans for all of us, and now we're pushed back a little bit. But I first want to say thank you very much for being taking a moment to do this with us here at Star Vista. It means the world. And I also want to say welcome to the family. You are now part of not only the Ultimate Disco Cruise family, but you're part of the Star Vista Live family. Any one of you, all of you, how's it feel? I hope were you excited to go on the cruise? Was the cruise something, were you nervous at all, or were you anxious? What was the feelings around it?
Oh man, I was totally excited about going. Totally bummed that we're not able to do it. So, yeah.
I hear you. Wendell, how are you feeling?
Just ecstatic. We're very excited. We are humbled and honored to play a small role in this event, but we're really looking forward.
And I think that's kind of the underlying message, right? DeAndre, to your point, and Wendell, to yours, is that we will be out there, and I know sometimes it's hard to see the light at the end of the tunnel for lack of a million other cliches for this too shall pass. And, but it will, we'll get back to it. We'll get back to live. I'm telling Art, right? I'm talking to you guys. You perform live for fans. Geneva, what's it been like for the past umpteen months not being able to step live on a stage in front of a crowd and feel that energy?
Oh gosh, it's been heartbreaking. Just missing people, that feedback, that all that energy that they give you being on stage. You just miss it. And to be able to do a live show would be so beautiful. We actually had a live show that we were supposed to be doing on the 19th, and it got pushed back again to May the 30th of next year, which we're really looking forward to doing that. And hopefully that things will get better and we can move on forward with this and get out of this COVID.
Geneva, I never correct someone's wording, but I'm going to tell you, we're not hopeful. It will. It's not if, it's when. We will. It's when. We got to focus on the positive end of this. We will get through this sooner rather than later.
We will. You are right. We will get through this. Change. Ready to see people.
I think you're speaking. I think everyone is speaking about that same language right now. That's for sure. Wendell, if you don't mind, I'll aim this down to you. You guys are about to be it's about to be your first trip on the Ultimate Disco Cruise. What should the Ultimate Disco Cruisers know about the Hues Corporation?
Simply that we are a group that appreciates our audience. We appreciate the opportunity that we are given to actually perform. We are more than just the sum of our parts, meaning, we're more than just disco, even though we love disco. It's kept us working all these decades. But, we've got a lot of, new and interesting styles that we're trying to introduce to a new fan base. So for the most part, the Hues Corporation, we ain't dead yet.
Don't write us off.
No, man. We've been at this for a long time, but praise God, but we're still at it and thankful and just really excited about this opportunity.
I like it. DeAndre, for you, sir, the Disco Cruise fans, they love, this is how to describe it. Now, you guys know disco music. You're obviously associated with the scene. You perform in a lot of these concerts and the travel abouts with the other artists, and you guys know Denny Terrio very well, and you know UGO Henry and the guys from the Disco Cruise, among other things. A disco crowd, I have found personally, is a different type of crowd. It is not black, it is not white, it is not gay, it is not straight, it is not religious, it is not atheist, it is not old, it is not the disco crowd is just the disco crowd. And one of our producers put it best. He said, you can't be pissed off to disco music. You can't. What, knowing that, and knowing you guys are walking into a crowd, you know, and some of the other artists that are on the marquee and going to be on the ship with you guys, what type of performance are you guys doing preparation? Are you guys getting ready for this, or is this your wheelhouse? Is this what you guys know and do?
Well, we've been rehearsing. We were rehearsing for our concert that we were going to have on the 19th. But ironically, I'm the youngest member of Hues Corporation at this point, the newest member as well. So some of our hits came out the year I was born, right? But I've always loved this music. I've always loved this music. It's been a part of my family. So the nostalgia of that, I think, is going to really enhance what you got already going on with the other artists that'll be there. And we just have a fun time and just create that experience of disco for everybody to just embrace and get back to that time period when things, like you said, it's like, you know, it's not categorized like black or white or straight or this or that, but you know, everybody can enjoy. So
exactly.
I love that you say that. I love that you said, oh, we Generva, we lost you for a second. Come back. I love that you say that, because there she is. I love that you say that, because it is really true. And, you know, as a relatively younger man myself, going out there for the first time and seeing, there's nothing like watching people of a certain age, and I don't care what age that is. I don't care if you're 18 or 81 or anywhere in between or over, for that matter. There's nothing like seeing people get in their groove, right? They get in the mix, they start hearing the music, they start vibing, they're having a good time. And all of a sudden, everyone is 18. Everybody is 21. Everybody is 25. Everybody's just in it. And you know, as we're discussing, you can't, some genres you can pigeonhole a little bit, right? You can kind of look at a crowd and you can kind of judge it and go, this is kind of this crowd or that crowd. When I walked on stage for the very first time on the Disco Cruise, I was floored, because it was just this giant mix of everything out there. And I loved it. I loved it, because if nothing else, what it really did was it took away any room for, disco takes away a lot of room for awkward nature. You can't be anti anything in that, because then you're anti everything in that group. Like, you really have to be in it in that moment. So Generva, I'll send this one to you. With all of that said, and knowing that, you know, disco is inclusive and fun, and when you guys are on stage, how to phrase this, when you're on stage and you're looking out at a crowd that's having a good time, do you want to see them jumping up and down and screaming? Do you want to see them vibing to the music? Do you want to see them singing? Do you want to see them dancing? Like, what's your favorite crowd reaction when you guys are up there?
My favorite crowd reaction is when they're jumping around and they're singing the lyrics along with you. And if you change up something, they even know the old way that is singing, like, oh, they done changed it up. This is the way it goes, you know. But they'll still join in, and they're loving it. They're loving every bit of it. I love that.
It's funny you say that, because if nothing else, real deep down music fans, right? They remember it the way they heard it on the radio or on the record the first time, right? And that goes for all of us. Doesn't matter your age. It doesn't matter. The music that was popular that we love. And so for all the folks that are for the Disco Cruise, they remember the disco music kind of in a fashion. And we were chatting a little bit before, and Wendell, I'm going to aim this at you. You mentioned that you guys might be, have a little sneaky remix of one of the great Hues Corp songs in the mix. So 2 questions. Tell us a little bit about it, and then I'll have a follow-up after that.
Okay. So we had back in the summer, or right near the end of the summer, we were fortunate to perform at a private birthday celebration over in Boston, thanks to David Oriole, our manager. And we were there. The Sugar Hill Gang was there, so we shared the stage with them. Out of that party and meeting, we formed a collaboration and a friendship with Guy O'Brien, Master G. And then we talked about a couple of things right after the party was over with. We got together. We said, okay, fine. You know, we're trying to do this remix. Asked him if he'd be interested. He signed on. He said, I'm in. Let's do this. Long story short, the collaboration has taken place. The song is actually in the final mix and master stage. We're very excited about it, but we want to make sure that folks understand we're not going away from the original or the originality of Rock the Boat.
You are literally answering my follow-up right now.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, we just kind of really just brought it into 2021, going forward, and what's some different musicality. We're very excited about it. We have an amazing young producer named Julian Johnson, who he's a genius. But he got us all together. So anyway, we believe that the audience is going to really get a hold of this thing, and they're going to feel it a different kind of way. But you will still be able to sense the original Rock the Boat throughout the song. So we're very excited about it. We don't want to give away too much on it because we really want it to be a surprise. But trust me, you won't be wondering like, well, what are they singing or what are they playing? You'll know.
And when do we have a rough time frame as to when folks might see this coming up?
My wife is saying hopefully first quarter. First quarter. So in other words,
first quarter 21.
Yeah, it was certainly first quarter of 2021.
Okay, that's excellent. So we'll keep our eyes out for that. Now, you kind of were answering my follow-up, which probably because you, all three of you understand this intimately, as you are part of a group that has been around for a long time. There's nostalgia built into the Hues Corporation. It is not, no disrespect, it's not a group that's pumping out top 10 hits today. It's built on nostalgia, as most of our cruises are, built on the legends, built on the artists that did it and did it well and created these epic songs and records and albums. And so with all of that said, one of the things that I encounter a lot is we'll get an artist that will come on that people will love to death, but they will remix a song that people know intimately. And I'll watch the guest reaction, and the guest will kind of, you'll see, and you started touching on it. They will go, "That's not my
right,
yeah.
right. That's not my Rock the Boat."
Yes.
But okay, And I've seen some mega artists do beautiful remixes where, and I've watched people go, at first, no matter how good it is, yeah, exactly. No matter how good it is, at first they're like, "Oh, you changed up." The record goes, woo, what are you doing? Like, they got it down to that little thing.
Right.
What makes you want to foray into it? Just because the song is, well, I'll let you say. I mean, what's the desire here? Do you want to reintroduce it to a new audience? Are you?
Interestingly enough, we have a commercial agent, Carmine Cousteau, and yeah,
great name.
Cousteau's, yeah, Carmine Cousteau. She's amazing. Yeah, my wife and I were on the phone with her, and we were talking some music and projects and whatever, and she's responsible for Rock the Boat being in all the movies and the M&M's commercials and all that kind of stuff. Okay. And she prompted in that conversation. She said, "You know what, you guys ought to do a 2020 version of Rock the Boat." Mm-hmm. That simple. And from that point, that's what launched it. So we just kind of got busy, and we said, okay, fine. Our goal is to make sure that we don't denigrate the original composition. Wally Holmes, by the way, who wrote all the hits for the Hues Corporation, who's been my friend since 1989. I've been very, very fortunate. He's
19.
Yeah, Wally's 92, by the way, man, and he's still the man.
Oh my God,
he's still a man. But we make sure that as we're bringing the song, to life, that again, that we remember the reverence, because there's a certain reverence with Rock the Boat, and
you got to pay homage.
Try to make sure that we stay true to that, but at the same time, because of the different musicalities and different sounds and things like that, it feels more modern, but you don't lose the continuity of what happened from '74 coming forward.
I will give you the tiniest piece of unwelcomed, unwarranted advice and just say, I hope you do that version on the ship. I really also hope you just do it at least once through the way they remember it, because if you don't, I will hear it. So I'm just protecting my neck right now.
Well, the goal is we always do. We will always do both of them. So in other words, we're not going to supplant.
You're not
the
replacing
original with the new.
Yeah.
No, we would not dare do that.
Yeah, exactly, right. It's almost how very well dare you?
Yeah, man.
Who exactly do you think you are in this moment?
So Wendell, aren't they going to get that sneak preview like on the May 30th concert?
Oh, look at you, sneaking some concert talk in here. What concert are we discussing here? What's going on?
We're having a live virtual concert that has back to May the 30th. So, you know, if you, I guess Wendell will have all the information as far as how to tune on into it live. Wendell?
Yeah,
you're up, Wendell.
It's you know, the concert is entitled "We Love Music" because we do, and the goal is to continue to share music generally with the world, which is why we want to stream it live to the world and not charge anybody. We understand
that's awesome.
times that we're living in, you know, COVID and all that kind of thing, and a lot of people are out of work. A lot of people don't have money. Things. So we're not asking anybody for anything, and we're going to provide the link for them, and all they'll have to do on July 4th is just go to that link, and they'll be able to see the concert for nothing and just enjoy it.
Is the link going to be provided via social media, or how will people come about it? Like, so folks that are watching this, how do they even come about getting to that link?
So we have you know, the Hues Corporation website. Okay. Now my company, if you notice behind me, there's a little logo up there called Natty Records. That's the name of my little boutique company. When I say my, it's not mine as in mine. It's ours because we're all a part of this. But we will provide the link at the nattyrecords.com website. All folks will have to do is go there, grab it, and just, you know, sit down and enjoy themselves on the 4th of July.
I love that. So there's, you know, I want to commend you. all of you. You know, obviously it's a tough time right now. And to your point, you know, people have been going through some things, and people do need music. You know, people do need entertainment, right? So Deandre, I'm going to kind of send this your way. As we talk about people needing things, I think all of us are people as well. You know, you're not just a world-class artist yourself, but what have you found that has helped you get through this? Any new hobbies, anything that has helped you get by through all the shenanigans, this bananas-like behavior over the past 9 months?
Definitely. In March here in Cincinnati, where we're based out of, that's when things started to kind of unravel here and things kind of shut down here. I got a lot more into my writing. I'm a resident playwright for a company.
Wow.
So I've been doing a lot of writing and a lot of research over the past 7 or 8 months. So very excited about some new projects that I have. Madam C.J. Walker. I've got some stuff about Jacqueline and the Beanstalk. Instead of Jack and the Beanstalk, I wrote Jacqueline and the Beanstalk. So I've been doing a lot of writing, and at the onset of it, I was doing a lot of cooking, and I gained a lot of weight. But then I had to do a lot of stuff on film, so I have renounced that, and for the past 4 months, yes. So that's what I've been doing.
Bro, I feel you.
Deandre is our resident munch master, just so you know, man.
Got it.
Listen, wherever we travel in the world, you know where to find that dude wherever food is.
He was eating when we signed on to this. I saw him kind of like trying to eat in the corner over there. He was Cookie Monstering over in the corner, hoping we weren't watching his little box over there.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, we got to just a second. I just want to throw one or two more little tidbits in about the concert itself. Again, this concert is different in the fact that, you know, I've always envisioned the Hues Corporation as a performance-based group, even though, you know, it's disco, or even though it's you know, whether the song was in the Blackula movie series or whatever. But this concert is giving us the opportunity to reflect and pay, you know, homage to a number of different artists. And one thing I always try and remind people of, we perform these songs. You know, we don't just play them. You know, so each song speaks its own language. For instance, you know, Geneva does this amazing, you know, rendition of The Boss by Diana Ross. Trust me, man, it's smoking, you know, that kind of thing. So, you know, each one of these songs that we do, people will appreciate it because we're not trying to make you look at us and say, oh, well, they do it better or they're trying to do it better. No. We're giving you that performance to remind you of who that artist is. And so each one of the songs that we've selected for this concert should hopefully keep folks in mind of that particular period when that song hit. Every song in the show is a hit song by that artist. It may not be the one that they necessarily released, but it is still one of the hits that, you know, if you're familiar with the artist, you'll know that. So we're very fortunate in that regard. And then we have some new music other than the new Rock the Boat. We've got some other new original material that's going to be in this concert as well. So very excited about all of these songs that we've got in there. But again, you know, for us, it's an opportunity to continue to share our music because, like I said, music is the one gift that keeps on giving. And we're very fortunate in that regard.
I have very bad news for you. You guys have been far more productive than most humans. Therefore, we don't like you anymore. Your level of productivity during this. I'm with DeAndre here. Like, I've just been gaining weight. Like, what is this producing, creating new music nonsense? Like, is this not just the eating time? I thought this was just the eating time. Is that not what's going on? We're not in the tree with the nest. Okay. So Geneva, I'm gonna throw this down to you then, or over to you then. Wendell says you're the truth. So which vocalists did you grow up? And when I say grow up, I don't necessarily mean when you're 6. I mean yesterday. Anytime. Which artists have you grown up loving, and emulating is the wrong word, but learning from, and just, you know, who are your people?
Aretha Franklin, Phyllis Hyman.
Those are your two.
Those are my two go-to.
Was it anything particular? Was it the voice? Was it the stage presence? Is there anything particular about it, or just the package?
It was just the package. My mom, you know, she would always play the music. So it was like, okay, this is where I started out, and I fell in love with it and just took it on from there.
And how did you come to be a part of the Hues Corporation?
Good question. I got the opportunity, Wendell, we actually were doing, it was a retirement. Was it a retirement that we were singing for? Yeah. And I had sung a song, and yes, for his wife. And he loved the song that I sung, and he asked me to be a part of the group. Yeah, I went on ahead and finally said, yeah, let me do this.
Was it intimidating?
Yeah, times, you know, I was like, no, but he was like, you should really do this. You should really do this. And yeah, I've been enjoying it ever since.
Oh, I love that. Now, Wendell, I'm gonna make you answer it for him. How did DeAndre get into the group, Wendell?
He was actually referred to us through Geneva.
Oh, hey!
She'll have to tell you that story, but I'm thankful that she did refer him to us because he's the right fit. You know, the personality and everything, and he loves the stage, loves performing, which is what, you know, that's part of the criteria that I was looking for. But yeah, Geneva brought him to us.
Look at you.
Yeah.
Making things, creating the group. You guys can take it over now. You're 2/3. Go for it. Just do it. Just
all of us.
Well, I was actually going to say, you know, it's group dynamics can be very tricky, as all three of you intimately know and understand. Any one of you that wants to talk about it, tell me a little bit about the Hues Corporation's group dynamic. Like, how did you guys know it was a fit, and how did you know that this was going to work the way it's working still?
Let me just dive in real quick. since I'm the elder statesman of the group anyway, so I might as well just put it out there. Listen, I ain't got no problem being the oldest member of this group. Okay, I've been around long enough to have learned one or two things. You know, I had the fortune of sharing the stage with two of the original members, and Scott Kelly, who you know, she's actually still living in Los Angeles. That's my sister, and then St. Clair Bernard Lee. Anne was with the group just for a short period of time, and then she decided to get out. She got into the ministry, which is her profession now. And in St. Clair, I was with him from 1989 up until he passed away in 2011. So I had you know, a great opportunity to really work with the original members of the group. So I'm the longest tenured member of the group, and that includes the original three. So I've been the lead singer since 1989. I had to go through a number of auditions to get this opportunity, but I'm thankful for it. So I've been kind of trying to steer this group through a door that says we're not just a one-hit wonder. You know what I mean? Even though a lot of the prognosticators might say that, that's okay. I'm not offended by that, because again, that's the one song that's really kept us working.
Sure. That's not, I don't think that's an offensive thing.
Yeah,
you know.
Yeah. So we're cool with that. But one of the things I looked at is trying to turn the corner from being, you know, quantified as this or that. You know, we're about music, we're about songs, we're about lyrics. So I was looking for personalities. I was looking for somebody who could appreciate the opportunity that I was trying to present, and then B, you could kind of see long range that if this is if you can catch this vision and recognize and see yourself in it, you know, for the long run, then, you know, we need to sit down and have a serious conversation. So we're Generva, it was easy, you know, effervescent, you know, bubbly, silly. You know, we're all goofy in our own ways. And I appealed to her. So listen, if you know somebody who kind of shares that, you know, some of those traits, let us know. And then along comes DeAndre, and he fits it perfectly, because he's pretty much, like I said again, you talk about food, he's the guy. Okay, whatever. But anything, you know, we've got this little running joke. Whenever we travel, we go to the airport, doesn't matter. Somebody look up and say, "Where's DeAndre?" We all know he's somewhere.
Look to the food court.
Okay, so
where's the Chick-fil-A? Where's
so just getting
that's where you find me. So I assume that's where,
right. So just getting those kind of personalities together, that was a test. You know, we you know, had been through a number of different folks before we finally settled in. But I'm so thankful for these two young people, because they keep me young, and they keep us looking good and sounding good. And I could not be happier to be sharing the stage with them.
Thank you.
What a wonderful statement. What a wonderful statement. DeAndre, actually, I'm going to shift gears over to you, man. Hearing the elder statesman say those things about you two whippersnappers, as I'm sure he refers to you when you're not on camera, hear him say all those kind things and how much he enjoys sharing the stage with you. What does it mean to be a part of the Hues Corporation for you? You mentioned before that, you know, you are younger than this music in a lot of ways. What's it like to be a part of musical history in this way?
It's great. I'm an old soul by nature. Like I said, I was born the year that Rock the Boat came out, but I had the album, and I used to listen to it early on, from like 19, like even before then, like in college, I had some albums of this kind of music that I would listen to. And when Generva approached me and suggested that I find out a little bit more about what was going on with the group when they were looking for someone, I got a chance to talk to Sarah and Wendell, and it happened at perfect timing for me in my life to be a part of it. It has really been a benefit to me to be in rehearsals weekly with them. It's been a benefit to be on the concerts that we've done in Buffalo and California. The opportunity that we're going to have to be on the cruise. I was looking forward to that, and some of the other opportunities. And like you said, like it's the people that you meet and the type of people that you meet that enjoy this type of music and embrace it. It's a wonderful and uplifting experience for me. That's where I am with it. I have so much fun at the concerts. It's like, you know, I'm the least of the dancing out of the three of us. When I get on the stage, you can't tell the difference.
Minerva, does he throw down when he gets up there? Does he lose it?
He works hard at it though. I'll give him that. He keeps.
All I picture now is Will Smith from Hitch, where they've got pizzas. They don't need pizzas. They don't need to be cleaning the ear. Just right here. This is where you live. This is where you live. Like, I can see Minerva's face looking over at you. Oh, here he goes again. Here he goes again.
I can remember, one of his first rehearsals with us. Got a good chuckle out of it because, again, we were trying to teach him, a couple of these steps. And what's really interesting is that, wait a minute, either DeAndre had never danced to R&B before or whatever, but it was kind of interesting to note that. But to see him now, you'd never know where he started.
The Hues Corp taught you to dance, DeAndre. That's what I'm hearing. What I'm hearing is didn't know.
Oh, man.
Well, listen, I can't tell you guys how excited I am and how thankful I am that you took a moment to be on here with us and to introduce yourselves to our Ultimate Disco Cruise fans and all of our Star Vista Live Cruise fans and to chat with me. It really does mean the world. I know we've all got things to do. DeAndre's got food to get to. Wendell, your wife's got something for you to do. I know that right now. And Minerva's still trying to figure out her light over there. So listen, we all got things. We all got stuff, right? But I really, really appreciate you guys taking the time. And before we get out of here, Wendell, as the elder statesman, I will aim this at you. Any final words that you'd like to say, or any parting words you'd like to say, not only to the Hues Corp fans, but also to the Ultimate Disco Cruise fans, music fans out there? For really
simple question: we'd like to know where you got the notion.
I see what you did there.
Like that.
Well, listen, everybody, I want to make sure you don't miss the virtual concert, obviously. In a time like this, we all need something. And the fact that these beautiful, wonderful individuals are putting it out there free just for you to enjoy and to listen and have a good time and possibly take you down memory lane a little bit with a lot of this music, as you said, and also introduce you to some new stuff. What a great opportunity. And that's coming up one more time, Wendell. That's in May, correct? May is when it's...
That's right, May the 30th.
May the 30th.
Stream to follow up on July 4th.
On July 4th. So May, and then May 30th and July 4th. Right. And you can get that information at the links we have here below. You can check those out and we'll get you over there. Make sure you
nattyrecords.com.
nattyrecords.com. DeAndre, Minerva, and Wendell, thank you so much. Can't thank you enough.
Peace and blessings, Jason. We appreciate you, man.
Our pleasure. Absolutely our pleasure. To all our disco fans and music fans out there, thanks for tuning in for another All Access Pass from Home. As always, I'm your virtual cruise host, Jason. Glad to have you with us for another one of these. Don't go too far. We have more content coming up soon, so keep an eye on this YouTube channel. As always, be smart, be safe, treat each other with kindness and compassion, because goodness knows we need it. Thanks, everybody. Be well. We'll see you soon.
Be safe. Bye. Bye.